it went so hard. The new update for the intervallo, yeah. I just played it earlier this morning. It was really good. I wish there was like some more Honglu interactions in that intervallo. I think that was the reason why, like, I didn't say too much when I was streaming it. Why did I have the BGM? Oh, because dwarf. Right. Am I allowed to post spoilers? Well, I mean, I already played the intervallo, so yeah. Yeah, I played it to completion. Let me check. Oh, we still got a variation for the jail CG. So yeah, we're probably breaking him out of jail. Let's break out a serial killer! Woohoo! I like the confirmation that Otis was a professional spy before joining Limbus Company. Ooh. Yeah, Otis is super interesting. I think she's the last one that's gonna get a Kanto, right? Okay, what were we doing? Yeah, we were visiting Jack the Ripper in jail. Oh, Foster's the last. Yeah, I thought it was either Foster or Otis, but I wasn't sure which one. Sounds like my audio is a little low now. Did I mess with... I might have messed with this in the volume mixer. Yep. That's why. That's why it sounded low. Okay. Can you guys hear the game music and stuff? Alright? Did you? You don't look it. Wish I did for you. I'm not used to showing much of how I feel the way you do. I forgot how to do a British accent. Oh no! Still, thanks to you, I'm better at it than I was before. That is not his voice. Much better, I should say. Even I find you easy to read at times. Still a cheeky gal, you are. I don't remember what I... Oh, why is my internet having so many problems recently? Bum, 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 bum. Twitch inspector. At this right here, unstable element. I try and use Twitch Inspector to see what the fuck happens, and they never really detect reasons. Oh. Yeah, is it still... It's still not going up? Oh! We back? We back? We back? Are we in Cursive Mysteria mode now? Because I know we were in Cursive Umineko for a little bit when we started Umineko. Now it feels like it's Cursive Mysteria. Yeah, now it's fine? Okay, cool. So, while I cannot do much, I'd still like to create the same wonderful opportunity accorded to me to other children who wish to learn. Also, hi there, Shiunkari! I'd employ educators from the slums, too. Teachers, those with some proficiency who have yet to find a proper use for it, and other such people. Certainly a charitable thought, but, well, it ain't a cheap one, is it? Think of all the time and money. Huh? Who the fuck is Spencer? You can't just mention a random character out of the blue? Okay, I have it sorted. A man named Spencer has agreed to let me use the first floor of his general store for a very fair price. It's quite spacious enough for 40 students, by my estimation. It'll be more so after tidying its storage. If this isn't like a lie that Emily's pulling out of her ass, imagine it's like the store Spencer's that's like funding this. Like, I don't know how widespread Spencer's is outside of California. Does anyone know about the Spencer's stores? It's like a hot topic, but like for more adult people. Nope. It has like a lot of like adult animation merch, like Family Guy, fucking Big Mouth, Simpsons, etc. I remember. Maybe this is a bad story because I was a minor. But I remember specifically at one point going into a Spencer's in middle school. Because I wanted to buy something there, and I wound up buying like fake cigarettes to like make people believe that I was like a smoker. But like I didn't actually want to smoke, so I just bought like pretend cigarettes. Yeah, Spencer's is wild. It's almost like a porn shop, but not quite there. It's really weird. Yeah, we got Spencer's in Texas, LMAO. I also guess it depends on the area too. I was gonna say that I played Mortal Kombat as a kid, but yours is way different. Yeah, I also played Grand Theft Auto as a kid. And I was a regular Jack the Ripper as a kid. In return, he'd like for us to purchase the children's lunches from him. This way, I can allow children who work, children with no homes, any children who have the will to study to enjoy a healthy life with friends. Let's just hope that you don't buy lunchly. Same on both playing Mortal Kombat and GTA as a kid. I'm still not over my mom refusing to buy me like Vex because it looked too adult. But then she's like, yeah, sure, I'll buy you 1-bit, or not 1-bit heart. Sure, I'll buy you Dot Hack with the girl in the bikini running around. So you do then. Still looks like your head's in the clouds, but you've given this some proper thought. I wondered what about that made him seem so fragile in that moment. No. Didn't I say before that the first part wasn't necessary? Oh, I suppose did. Sorry. What? Gex? No, Vex. VEXX. Oh. Say Gex. 100 Gex, 500 cigarettes. I just hope the murders come to an end soon, so that everyone can get their futures give their futures the same proper thought. I think it was Vex, right? Vex PS2 game. Yeah. I remember around like PS2 era, they had like these discs that you could get like in like PlayStation Magazine. And they had like little demos and like trailers and stuff. I just googled it. Why does Jack and Daxter's edgy cousin adult looking? I don't know. I don't know why my mom thought that like this is too adult. Like it looks like a little edgy, but it's not like there's no blood dripping down his hand. He's not like wearing a crop top. There's no lady with her bazongas out. Maybe I showed her the trailer on the disc and she was like, no, that's too dark. I don't know. I say the edgy cousin. He became his own edgy cousin in the sequel Onward. Used to play Mortal Kombat when I was a toddler. Never won a single match against the bots. Oh! The game everyone remembers, but no one played. I watched Berserk as a kid, because 2 of my older siblings are like in college, and we all gathered around to watch rented anime together. Definitely not the most ideal thing to watch as a 9-year-old. Yeah, I'm like thinking back to like the very first games I ever experienced as a kid. And it was relatively simple stuff like, you know, Sonic, Pokemon. Like, Final Fantasy VII was, like, one of the first games I ever actually, like, watched someone play. Which is really funny looking back on it because I never actually finished Final Fantasy VII until what? Was Final Fantasy VII last year? Or was it further back? I don't remember how far back that was. Too late. She didn't want you to become a furry. He's a bunny now. Yeah, sorry, Mom. It's not a phase, Mom. My mom thought that Adventure Time was too violent to me. Either last year or the year before. Yeah, something like that. Because that was around... I think that was before I got my Halo model, but when I had this model. Because the Aerith art was definitely of this model. I remember my very first game very well. It was a clone of Super Mario Brothers, but with pandas. It was, oh right, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah. I just hope the murders come to an end soon so that every... I want the slime. I really, really do. As the conversation naturally moved to silence, Jack looked up at the sky through the barred window above him. The sky now was grim, cloudy, yet he looked as though he were gazing at something beautiful. Another anime that wasn't ideal to watch at 9 years old was Sayuki. I mean, it was cool and all, but that anime was my gateway to BL shipping. Yeah, I feel like... Let me see. 9 years old was when I was into Dot Hack, which you could argue that case, especially because I was watching Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight, and some of you were there for the watch along of Legend of the Twilight. We gotta do another watch along of that this week. Speaking of another tangent related to Mysteria, I was looking up characters that like people in this game voice, and I found that Watson apparently voices a character in what is it called? Tasogade Hotel? Was it? He voices like some green-haired twink in that game. Yeah, Tasogade Hotel. Yeah, because I saw it was like credited on his page. Wait. That silence. Is he the guy you were talking about, Jackie? I just like clicked on his thing, seeing Tasogade Hotel, and I was like, oh, this is Garen Jackie likes, and I was like, oh, he's a green-haired twink. Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I hope you enjoyed the whiplash. Yeah, going from Watson to him. That'll be interesting. The sky now is grim, cloudy. Yet he looked as though he were gazing at something beautiful. Cloudly feels like something like an influencer would name like a service or like food that they make. Here's my new cotton candy brand, Cloudly. Here's my new streaming service, Cloudly. I remember as a kid I watched the Animatrix and it traumatized me for ages. I could not sleep alone. Yeah, I couldn't watch Courage the Cowardly Dog for similar reasons. The fucking slab episode traumatized me. I was too scared to watch Invader Zim too, because I heard a lot of people said that Invader Zim was similar to Courage the Cowardly Dog. Even if you tell me not to 1,000 times, I'll expose the truth. I was afraid of the tentacle robot snatching me away and put me in a gel cockpit. Wish you'd give it up already. I loved Invader Zim. Yeah, it looks really fun. I'd like to maybe watch it at some point. I took Courage pretty well as a kid. Yeah, I think I watched like 2 episodes of Courage and I became like scared. I got scared of like flipping to like Cartoon Network and like seeing Courage the Cowardly Dog. I think that's why at like a certain age in my life, I was a Nickelodeon and Disney kid, and I've avoided Cartoon Network other than for the anime, and then eventually when like Adventure Time started being like a thing, that's kind of when I came back to Cartoon Network. Oh, hi there, Sunovi. Hello. I was afraid of Zim too, though. Yeah, I heard there was like 1 episode in it that really traumatized some kids with like innards or something. Yeah, I think it was literally only the spider episode I generally was scared of, but like I was already scared of spiders, so maybe I watched the spider episode. I know I do remember the Return the Slab episode. I remembered that. I remembered that scaring the shit out of me. I was scared of Courage the Cowardly Dog for a while. Yeah, same. Silly dib. More organs mean more human. I honestly really liked Courage otherwise. I see around that 1 text box every 6 minutes pack. Ah! I so he said, but that bitter smile returned. Oh hey, beef eater. You eating the beef? Miss Wartley, I'm afraid your time is up. Arigato. Very well, thank you. I'll stop talking about Invader Zim and Courage the Cowardly Dog now. But I assure you, Jack, when we get back, we're gonna talk about it. We also gotta talk about Big O. And Kappa Mikey. I returned to the guard just briefly to acknowledge him before bidding Jack farewell. I'm not scared of the slab episode, but I do remember as a kid I was scared of the guys standing outside the house. Yeah, because the 3D model of the Return the Slab guy was just so jarring. I remember, like, 3D animation was really hard for me to get into as a kid. Like, I loved Jimmy Neutron, but I didn't like... I remember watching Ants Life or whatever, that one Pixar movie, and being like, ooh, this is ugly. Oh, even if I must say goodbye now, I'll come again as soon as I can. Also, the villain of Ants Life or whatever that movie was also scared the shit out of me because he had like really sharp teeth. And I was like, oh no, the insect's gonna eat me. You go through a hello of this bloomin' gloomy, and you wanna come again? You leave your sanity at the mansion. You let go of my hand. And I would be scared of someone standing outside of my house as an adult. It's a reasonable fear. Yeah, I get scared of shit like that. I see shit like VTubers getting mailed like fucking trackers in their mailbox and stuff, and I'm like, ooh. Like, I kind of got a little scared earlier because I know someone knows my address that I should not have trusted them with. So I'm like, oh, bye, Emily. I'll see you soon. Jimmy Neutron looked too much like his head was a bean to me. Or shall accompany you to the entrance. If only I could snatch that key from the guard's hand and set Jack free. But even if I did, Jack would not leave. The choice is ultimately his. He had chosen that cell. We gotta kill them.
お嬢様、これで
Was this enough for you, my lady? Also, I know it's bad now, but like back as a kid, like you didn't know like stuff relating to like people as much as you do now. But like I remember another thing that I did as a kid a lot was like what was it called? Bernie Bot's flavored beans. I'm just thinking of that because of Sonova saying Jimmy Neutron's head looks like a bean. How I would pretend to give my mom chocolate beans, but I would give her like the dirt Bernie Bot's flavored beans. Or like the puke one and being like, it's green apple. She fell for it so many times that I think she just kind of fell for it intentionally because she knew I would like cackle like a demon. Happy at pranking her. Suddenly, there wasn't anything more I could have done. The episode that I remember better of Courage is the one about the lady insisting that everything had to be perfect. But I only remember it because the Latin dub, they gave the fish an Argentinian accent. Huh. I don't remember that episode, so I must not have seen it. Well, let's be off, Pendleton. I'd probably send you a single plastic cup to you. I kept my eyes steady towards the ground. I didn't want Jack, nor anyone else, to see my quiet sobbing. That episode was from a later season. Ah. When I was a kid, I traumatized myself. Because whenever I looked at the window, I would imagine a creepy face staring at me. What do I have to do to save you, Jack? I know as a kid, I was afraid of clowns a lot. Another thing that I was really scared of was actually witches. Like, I know I brought it up like a bit during Umineko. But my mom frequently would tell me that she's a witch. And she would even pretend to like be mixing in like a pot. And like doing like the like witch laugh. Like every Halloween she would dress up as a witch. And I think at a certain point of my mom saying that she's a witch, I started to believe that she like kidnapped me from my original parents. Like and I was like, oh my god, this witch kidnapped me. And so like for a certain moment of time in my life, because I thought my mom was a kidnapper, I was scared of witches. Her Majesty's ring has no power in this situation. Is there nothing within my means that would change your fate? But then I watched that one Disney movie about the witches, and then I thought one of the ladies was hot, and so I got over my fear of witches. The Hush Little Children movie. I forgot what it was called. Hocus Pocus? Still odd to believe Jack the Ripper's been caught. Yeah, Hocus Pocus. Hocus Pocus was so good. A real monster, that one. And I swear I ain't never seen worse. You won't find me complaining when his execution comes round in a month. Complain? I'll be celebrating. And I reckon it won't be enough to see him dead. Got to make a real show of his suffering first. I hated that movie. They played it every time I wanted to watch something in Disney Channel. I loved it. I also really liked, there was like another witch movie. Except it was like a teenage witch, not Sabrina. But I was also really into Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I remember I had like a PC game of Sabrina the Teenage Witch that I loved playing as a kid. It was like a girl that's like in a high school and like she discovers like she's a witch. And like in the second movie, or maybe it was the first movie, she had like a wand that can like detect stuff or whatever. Yeah, Halloween Town. I loved Halloween Town. Like the sound of that. We'll say we have ourselves a good laugh and throw a few shot stone before the noose finishes him off. Cheap ale was the drink of choice throughout a small pub located in the East End. It was during times of depression, of prosperity, or when finances were middling. Its patrons were rarely afforded luxuries. Never understood the witches being a scary thing. Never had an opinion of them. But I remember having a childhood crush on the Paranorman's witch girl, so my view of them changed. Oh yeah, I remember Paranorman. I remember watching that in theaters and liking it. Tonight was a lively time, to be certain. No matter whose table one joined to indulge in the conversation, the topic was Jack the Ripper. The exception being, as his age made him quite conspicuous, a lone boy. Oh, that's Bradley, probably. Honestly, I just mostly remember the episodes in Courage that made me cry in a good way. So that's probably why I don't remember the more scary episodes. Yep. We'll have some fried potatoes. Listen here, youngster. A boy like you'd best run home directly at this late hour. I just thought that one goth woman with big boobies was hot. Oh, he's gonna get murdered. Just cause they got the Ripper doesn't mean the streets are safe now, understand? Or is it you have an interest in our murder talk? You plan to watch the execution then? Me, but instead the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo, even though they weren't actually witches. I certainly do. Bound to be rather humorous. Humorous, he says. Humorous. So you fancy yourself a big laddie in a big lad's pub for entertainment? Very well then. Why not part with a few shillings for a big free what? Where'd he go? I think the only episode that got me upset to almost tears of courage was the one where his parents get sent to space. I just thought that was super sad. Yeah, I don't remember that episode either. Wow. I see nobody but you. You're so drunk you can't tell a boy from a broom now. Piss yourself stupid whilst ye can still mark merry, idiots. Hey, technically Raven from Teen Titans could be considered a witch. I was a big Starfire fan as a kid. Jack Millers is caught, locked up, and is soon to shake hands with the devil. I rather fancy how well this is going for me. Yeah, that shit was so sad. I'm just glad there was a good ending and all the dogs that were sent to space got to kick that guy's ass. Aww. I think Starfire and Raven should kiss. What will they do after executing the wrong man, I wonder? Jack ain't like me. Saucy Jack ain't the sort to take pleasure in dark affairs. So I shall have to make certain the world is aware instead. Starfire and Raven should kiss. Agreed. Like, I still ship them with, I think Raven, I shipped her with, Beast Boy and Starfire with Robin as a kid. But I also shipped them together as well. They're polycule. What a sight it'll be to see. London who thinks all over. Happiness down the streets. Never a gay lock with booze and smalls. Oh, the ecstasy as I then begin to kill so brutally, a coroner would faint. The only cartoon I remember making me cry was Kung Fu Panda 2. Oh god, did I watch Kung Fu Panda 2? I know I've watched some Kung Fu Pandas. This is gonna be the best feeling in the world. Winter made itself known as a chill burned London's night air. Yeah, I also didn't really ship Cyborg with any of the Titans. Something about him just felt more like the big brother figure of the group. While the rest are like dysfunctional polycule. I think I liked him with Bumblebee though. Coal-heated homes comfortably and families gathered, filling the city with an amiable glow. Yeah, I heard that other Starfires are like super different. And like I really like Starfire as a character, so I also haven't gone out to read any of the other stuff with Starfire. Like I think that one girl that looks like Starfire, I forget if she's like a sister or if she just came from the same planet. I think I heard she's more similar to like the original Starfire or something. A month passed with no murders to the Ripper's name. It was time someone put this error to right. The place was to be near Spitalfields Market. I shipped all the girls together because I like girls. So true. It's the same concept, but a completely different direction. In a room rented by the night on Miller's Court off Dorset Street, a young prostitute by the name of Mary Kelly was sentenced. A man clasped his hand over her mouth from behind. There was no reaction, no intake of breath, no scream, for a deep slice had been impressed upon her throat in the same instant. So clean was this slice that it did not begin to bleed until seconds had passed. I mostly shipped Cyborg with the emo girl. What was her name? Jinx? Oh yeah, Jinx. And so this bed became her final resting place. You gotta stop killing the prostitutes, man. Her body was not discovered till next afternoon, when the building's landlord knocked upon her door with some irritation. A Blackfire, that was her name. Yippee! Murder party! I'd ask if you were a fucking idiot, Bradley, but it's been pretty healthily established. Mary Jane Kelly had been far from the ideal tenant. She had missed 6 weeks in payments, and he simply could not permit a 7th. Kelly-san, いないんですか? Miss Kelly, are you in there? 仕方ないな。まだ寝てるのか? No answer. Perhaps you're still sleeping. A life of prostitution meant that her hours were subject to the needs of her clients, who, of course, were often keen to meet at night, so it was not at all uncommon for him to find her sleeping past midday. He sighed before moving to a window to peer through. It was cracked, when quarreling with a man, apparently. Bro, don't be peeking in. A cone from within blocked his view. Reaching daintily through the crack, he moved to the curtain and looked within. What is wrong with you, dude? Gotta prepare myself a cup of tea for this stream. Ooh, what kind of tea you gonna have? The landlord withdrew his hand instinctively as he stared in horror. Don't peek in. Maybe the girl's bonk gonna do it. Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Come on. Respect her privacy, at least. He met eyes with what remained of her bloodied face. Oh, so he killed her in her home? This contortion, if one could still define it as a face without a nose, ears, and other such reckless disfigurements, continued downwards to her neck, which had been cut so severely that her head was solely connected to her torso through cracked vertebrae. Jesus Christ! Sometimes this game goes hard with describing this shit. God damn. Slashes and scrapings of the skin had occupied the head, legs, and arms, whilst body had been subjected to stab wounds, an endless amount post-mortem to accompany a weighted goring of the heart. Jesus! Bradley, I know your name is Bradley, but come on! Don't be surgically removing people's hearts. Jack the Flipper or something. Oh, is he gonna buy things and sell them for exorbitant prices? This woman had been a source of great fun for her last man. Hours before, she was whole, speaking, perhaps drunken, perhaps flirtatious, perhaps decorated to be more enticing with a whore's makeup. She looked hideous now. Someone in the writing team wanted to be a horror writer. Yeah. Bradley pulling an Ash Bradley. Jesus Christ, right? She was no longer a woman, but mere lumps of meat and fat in need of sculpting by a butcher's hand. SpongeBob roller coaster gif. A table in the room was where her organs remained in a sloppy heat. Christ! Jack the Ripper, thought the landlord. A shock charged through him. That abominable name! It has to have been him. He needed to alert Scotland Yard immediately. Turning heel without pause, he ran as fast as his legs would carry him away from the scene. Pendleton and I were northwest of London, along the outer ring of a rural village called Chipping Campden. Oh, this is where she met, Watson, where she went on her date with Marple. There, surrounded by farmland, I sat comfortably in a house reading the paper. Jack the Ripper still at large. Corpse found at Dorset Street, the most mutilated yet worthy of the devil himself. I think the headline is a bit too emphatic about this. An awful case, that is.
世間は切り裂きジャックが収監され、町は平和になったと信じていましたからね。
It's not entirely unexpected, however. After all, the public was led to believe the Ripper had been caught, and the previous murder the last. I suppose the one saving grace to this is people will begin to question if Jack is who they say he is. But this article just talks about how he may not have been acting alone. Why jump to that conclusion? I mean, it's kinda right. It's kinda right. Now that I think about it, most scary things I saw as a kid weren't from cartoons, but from Markiplier gameplay videos. Yeah, there were a lot of, games, around that time, when Let's Plays were getting really big that were horror games.
切り裂きジャックを捕まえ、あとは処刑を待つばかりだと思っていたのですから、理解の範囲を超えているのでしょう。
I see it from their perspective, my lady. The Ripper has been arrested, and so before this, they only had to wait for his day of execution. It could be they're struggling to make sense of this new development. Bunny lad, I must sleep, but I wanted to swing by and say have a good stream. Good night, love you. Oh, love you too, Neon. Have a good night. I hope you have sweet dreams. Thanks so much for popping in. Pendleton, do you think the Ripper will kill 1,499 more women? And it does seem there are tens more suspects in addition to Jack now.
その中には、あの日イーストエンドにいたホームズ君やワトソン君、この私も含まれているかもしれません。
I would count Holmes, Watson, and even myself among them, given our visits to the East End. Oh no.
イーストエンドの娼婦たちが怯えて逃げ出そうと
The
した。
fart of 87? The Jack of 87?
追い返すのだそうです。
At any rate, the threat is enough that I've heard prostitutes fleeing the East End are being driven away elsewhere left and right, presumably by those fearing they will inspire the next murder. It's just dreadful. Worse, this is likely what the true Rippers planned all along.
あのシャーロック・ホームズとスコットランドヤードが手を組んだ大掛かりな捜査もついに手詰まりなのでしょうか。
Indeed, Sherlock Holmes and the Yard are hard at work. They always are. I must note, as I by no means wish to discredit their efforts, but it may be time to admit we've reached a blockade of sorts. How queer indeed. Oh, hey, 4 Elemental. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I don't think that.
お嬢様
Is that so, my lady? There remains one very effective way to catch the true Ripper, Pendleton. You know what it is, too, I'm sure. We're breaking Jack out of jail! Woohoo! Why does Emily have, like, an obsession with setting, like, 2 things next to each other? Like, why do you have, like, a small table surrounded by, like, these big chunky chairs? Like, I don't know. Have, like, a couch or something.
それは
Well... And then is this supposed to be a couch? I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. I see this pillow right here, which makes me think it's a couch, but it looks flat as hell. He didn't know, and at this turn of conversation, his expression hardened. There are over 1,000 victims planned, and of those, he has identified one person he wants to kill. Me. Therefore, I will act as a lure so that we may finally catch him. If Jack the Ripper does appear to target me... I mean, I would have said we should just break out Jack the Ripper, but... Okay, Emily.
お待ちくださいそれは無謀すぎますいくら警察や私それにホームズ君たちが束になってお嬢様を
God, this song is loud. I feel like this song specifically is like louder than everything else in this game. My lady, I must object. This is too dangerous, even if I, the police, and your friends were there with you for your protection. When I was a kid, I used to imagine that Jack the Ripper as a skeleton, because I thought it was spelled Jack the Reaper. When I've seen Jack the Ripper in person. Emily, I think you're doing a dumb... Yeah, Emily, you're gonna get murdered. Girly. She's like, I haven't been in danger enough. I haven't reached my danger quota for this route. Even I, whom he targets, don't know his face or name.
その姿を目撃すればそれこそ命はありません
Those who do haven't lived to describe it. We haven't a clue as to who he'll target next, unless we allow him the golden opportunity he needs to murder me. Also, Pendleton, I should like to tell you something. In the event that I lose my life, I've kindly asked Mrs. McLeod, the educational entrepreneur, to take care of all my assets. So, should it come to pass, I'll need you to arrange the relevant procedures in my stead.
お嬢様
My lady,
いつそのような
when did you do that? He's innocent, my honor. I can fix him. Last week, I sent a letter from here, and she was pleased to accept. This still sounds really loud to me. Turn that down.
なるほどそれでこん
I
な遺書が
understand.
作成
This
され
is
た
what led you to prepare your will, then? Indeed. It is the very will I penned in his hand. Pendleton? When did you find that? Ayo! Oh, hi there, Wyvern! Welcome, welcome! Hope you're doing well. Hi, hi!
お嬢様がお休みになる前に失礼ですが
I apologize for doing so, but I read it before you went to sleep. You're terrible. You shouldn't be sifting through my things without my consent.
え
And yet my actions were not as terrible as the contents of this will, I assure you.
え単純なスペ
I
ルミスだ
counted
けでも
over 10 elementary misspellings.
全く異言も
Honestly,
ない代
I've never seen a will less dignified. Bro! What the fuck, Pendleton? He reads over her will and is like, you misspelled your. It's they are, milady. You do not use a conjunction here, milady. Must I always tell you to mind your manners? I tried my hardest, but it's the first will I've ever written.
こんなものが世間の目に触れてはお嬢様に
I hope it's the
大恥をかかせ
last
てし
will
ま
you
いま
write.
す
Well, maybe not the last
残
will
念
you
ながら
write.
これは
I hope you live longer to write another will. Though not the first time you've studied basic spelling, this would be a source of great embarrassment to you if learnt by the world. So I shall have to declare it null and void. This is not for you to decide. I thought quite hard about... With swift movement, he tore the will beyond repair and tossed it in a nearby rubbish bin. Don't care, didn't ask, plus you're stupid, my lady. I'm bouncing back from dogpiling of life. Oh, I see. You got a new microphone and now you're pushing yourself to do 3 auditions a week. Oh, you got accepted into a horror podcast. Congrats. I need to jump back on doing more auditions as well. I know one guy that put me in a lot of projects recently came back into it, and I've gotten a little bit more into recording stuff outside of Skullgirls, but I still keep relying on nepotism. And I should not rely on nepotism. I should really be applying for more stuff. I never heard of horror podcasts before. Yeah, horror podcasts are really cool. In quotes to clarify, that wasn't directed at you.
わかりました。お嬢様がそこまで覚悟を固めていらっしゃるなら、私はもう何も申し上げることはございません。
But very well, if you are so determined, then I will not object. Seems like a fun thing to get into. Yeah, I've talked with some friends before about starting podcasts before.
切り裂きジャックを捉えてやりましょう。ただし、ホームズ君たちや警察には少々荷が重いかもしれませんが。
May we do what we can to catch the true Ripper, although I will say that this still may be too much for Holmes, Watson, and the police to handle. Oh, I mean just general voice shit. I can't be interesting for 2 hours. What? You've been interesting for more than 2 hours when you appear on streams. What are you talking about? Thank you, Pendleton. Let's make this the last crime he'll ever commit. I clenched my fists. It's been nearly a month since Jack was first arrested. There's only one more day till his execution, and time grows shorter by the hour. Even if I can't change your fate, I wanted some parts of the reality I faced to change. Some could not, and I simply had to put up with it. But some could if I did something. And whatever amount of works that would take, I was willing to do it. If I ever did do a podcast with my friends, it would probably be a 5-hour audio for guys arguing about if soup is a drink. Hey, that could be entertaining in its own right. I wondered, with death whispering over my shoulder, did this new resolve make me seem more alive than ever the way it did to Jack? I did not know until much later how far Pendleton was willing to go to swat away the Ripper.
食事だ。
It's meal time. Alright.
切り裂きジャックも
Curious
何
how
も食わ
even
なきゃ
Jack the
死んじま
Ripper
うぞ
turns to bone if he doesn't eat. The other 2 auditions I'll do each week will be on Casting Call Club and ACX. I know Casting Call Club. What's ACX? There are people who would listen to it multiple times.
まあ、どうせもうじき死刑だ。どうせ食っても関係ないか。
Oh, but you won't be eating for much longer, I suppose.
ほっとけ。
Leave off, would you?
おっかない野郎だ。そんな顔して 平気で人をバラすんだからな。
Bah, you're a frightful man. That the face you make will cut an innocence to bits.
この間も切り裂きジャックの事件が起き
We've
た。
another Ripper mess on
お
our
前にも
hands
共
now.
犯がいるとは
Think we
な。
want to think you weren't walking alone all this time.
言っているだろう。あれは俺じゃない。
How many times do I gotta tell you, lot? It wasn't me before you listen. Maybe I should consider it then? Yeah, if you wanna do it, do it.
まあ、お前がそんなことを言っても、今さら死刑になることは変わらないさ。
Well, never mind. You can say it as much as you like, but it won't change that you'll be dead come tomorrow. Yeah, I don't get why he's not, like, confessing to the whole, like, underground Ripper, like, exchange of, like, mass murderer, serial killer, like, cabal. Like, I get that, like, his, like, fucking Colonel Morin took him in and, like, raised him when he was an orphan. But he already killed him! He already killed him. So, I don't know. The beef eater placed a chipped bowl of gruel on the floor. Jack showed no interest in touching it. Oh, Amazon Creator Exchange. Oh, the casting for Audible. I see.
聞いたか？この間面会に来たミス・ホワイトリー。あれは大した娘だな。
You heard the news about the girl who came to visit you. Miss Watley, was it? Now there's a brave young lady. I need to stop bumming off and work to some sort of certification so I can work as a translator.
切り裂きジャックをおびき寄せるために、今夜自らおとりに
Yeah,
な
I
って
remember
深
I
夜のイ
wanted
ーストエ
to
ンド
be
を
like a
歩くらしいぜ。
translator. At least, like, I'm not good at too much other than, like, transcribing into, like, written of what I hear. I figured I could at least do that for, like, Japanese. But the job that had it online did not specifically accept Californians. And I'm like, okay, damn, okay. Sounds like she'll be walking through the East End tonight to lure out the other Ripper. All life drained from Jack's face.
どうせ殺されるのは貧民街の哀れな女だけだっていうのに、貴族の娘にしちゃ上出来じゃないか。
You would oppose no great danger to her, with only the poor being targeted, so I commend her courage as a noble. Maybe because saying no, I didn't do these killings. I did these killings instead. When you're trying to prove your innocence is a bad idea. Good. It's a good idea. Hi there, OGs. How you doing?
ああ、でも犯行予告にあったな。切り裂きジャックは。
Yeah, but he's not doing that at all. It's just like, why won't you listen to me? I'm not telling you anything, but why won't you listen to me? Although I do recall the Ripper would kill 1,500 more girls. Was it 1,500? A man needn't pay it much mind, you see.
まあ、仲間に教えてやれなくて残念だな。明日はいよいよお前の処刑だし。
And you've no method of telling your co-conspirator from here, so there's no harm in telling you. Dead men tell no tales.
自らおとりになるなんて。
She wants to lure him out. Is she stupid?
なんてバカ
Has she
な
lost
真
her
似を。
mind? Yeah, but he's not doing that at all. There's been no point where he hasn't said he's not guilty. He just doesn't want to be guilty of that shit he didn't do. Everyone loves being listened to. And he even got a deal from the inspector that was just, yeah, we can do that if you tell us about the big evil group you're in, but he just didn't. Yeah, that's the thing I'm confused about with Jack. Like, why aren't you telling them that? Like, maybe he's like self-internalizing, like, I deserve to be in jail because I did murder those people. But come on, dude. Don't, like, in a way, I don't think he's intending to, but in a way not confessing to that about, like, the evil group that he's in is in a way kind of like covering for them. Even if that's not his intention, it's still like, come on, guy. Let them know about it.
噂が本当なら頑張って仲間に連絡でも取るんだな。
Well, why not find a way to tell your mate out there to see if the rumor's true. They must be really worried about their translators pulling a Katrina. A Katrina?
切り裂きジャックが何人いようが俺には関係ない話さ。まとめてここで面倒を見てやるだけだからな。
Well, I don't care how many rippers there are. Just more prisoners for me to watch. He kicked the bowl and spoon into the air with his boot. Then, after taking a final glance towards Jack, he returned to his patrol. Sonna bananas. This is unbelievable. If I die here, badly will see to a murder. You gotta break out, Jack.
狙うはずだ。
Time to take out that spoon and get digging.
どうせ俺に待っているのは極刑だ。だったら今さら。
Come tomorrow, I shall be executed. If now's all I got left, then I best use it. I thought of becoming a voice actor, but if I did, I feel like whenever the thing releases, instead of enjoying it, I would probably judge my own performance. Yeah, I do that a lot too. I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Whenever something comes out with me in it, I will be judging it. I'm like the biggest judge. Like sometimes I'll be looking through the comments and I'm like, why hasn't anyone left a hate comment towards me specifically? Jack removed a false tooth crouched along his back teeth. One made unusually large to fit something that could evade an unobservant eye. One thing that I'm worried about is the Skullgirls thing that I'm in. I voiced so many characters in it. And like every time I go through the comments and I'm like, is anyone gonna complain that like I'm in too much stuff, that I sound too samey? Cause like I don't think I have that much voice diversity, so I'm like, I will be done, Ellie. I'm on it. Alright, I'm looking forward to your hate comment on NFE. I'll be sure to tell Valis that I sent you. Jack removed a false tooth couched among his back teeth. One made unusually large to fit something that could invade an observant eye. What the fuck? A file. How the fuck did he hide a file in his tooth? Excuse me? Excuse me? No. What? A file thin and pliable like wire had been concealed and it's hollow. He needed only to straighten it to transform it into a tool for his escape. He hid a fucking file in his teeth? What? Teeth aren't that big! Teeth are not that big! And his teeth are already fucked up because he's British! What the fuck? Once lengthened properly, he mentioned to the door's iron bars with the intent to saw against it. Yeah, what the fuck is with your teeth, bro? When he saw no one nearby to disrupt him, he began his work. When you feel that way, imagine a personification of that feeling is trying to reach you on the phone and tell it their call is important to you and will be answered in the order in which it was received. Midnight came to a prompt chime of bells. Number one complainer, coming right up. A frosty wind swept through the near silent tower. Most prisoners were long asleep, and, if awake, they had no company with which to engage in banter. For them, the flapping of ravens was comfort enough. Man, speaking of Manette, shame we won't get the... Oh, did they confirm that we're not getting the cameo fighters? That's a bummer.
神様、どうか俺に力を貸してください。
Dear God, if you can hear me, help me, please. How big are his teeth? Like a great white shark? Oxy is stuck in development hell now. Oh, yeah. because of all the issues. I hope they don't work on those. Lab Zero owed the workers several months of payment. Yeah, that is true.
無力な自分がこの監獄を抜け出し、彼女を脅かす者からその身を守れるように。
Help me, powerless as I am, to break free and protect her. Who? You mean HVS? Yeah. Hidden Variable Studios? Yeah, because it was Hidden Variable Studios wasn't paying. Was it I forget which one wasn't being paid. Hidden Variable Studios or Autumn Games. I think Autumn Games. Is Autumn Games taking over, or were they the one that just went away? Autumn wasn't paying. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so now Autumn is the one that's in charge. Because they weren't paying Hidden Variable Studios. And so Hidden Variable Studios like, yeah, fuck you guys. Like, it was quite a few months of no payment, right? Like, I want to say it's 6 months, but I might be wrong. Grant me this one wish, and I swear I won't care what else becomes of me. Giselle pops out of nowhere. Do you have a wish you're willing to kill for? Jack only paused his work to mark the symbol of a cross over his chest. Has our dear Emily done incredible feats of not dying despite the author's best efforts? Yeah, right now she's actively going out to become a lure for a serial killer. Hi, Barn. And so he continued silently, without pause. The iron bars most certainly had been worn from previous years, but it was not long before one could be removed through his efforts, after which, through strict maneuvering, he fiddled along the outer padlock to file away at its shackle. That's somehow incredibly in character. This, too, became worn enough to break in a little over half a day's time. Jack was careful to keep the pieces in hand so they would not clatter against the floor. With all due caution, he pressed the door in hopes it would open. I'm still not over the fucking fact that he foresaw this coming, and so he's like, I need to hide a file in my fucking tooth! His hopes were answered. It opened. Please, let no one come. How do you even do that? How do you reattach your fucking tooth after you hid something in it? Like, he had to have, like, pulled it out, drilled a little bit in it to put the file in, and then stick it back on his mouth and, like, make sure that, like, I don't know if they, like, I don't know if prison proceedings check shit like your teeth, but very carefully. Jack slipped out of the cell and looked for shadows in the hall. As he did, the sound of boots that were not his disturbed him. Maybe it's like one of those spy tools that they keep inside the teeth. Yeah, he said it was like a thin file, like a wire, that he hid in his tooth. Someone's coming. A lantern could be seen in the distance. A patrolman, most likely, was ascending the staircase. Jack readied himself for the encounter. The guard took a sudden, sharp blow to the pits of his stomach. Ease there. No loud noises. Another strike of good fortune. The beef eater had been knocked unconscious, and Jack leant his limp form against the wall. He then considered a third strike, leading him to rummage through the man's pockets. Evil. Sorry, but they'll do me better than you for the moment. I'll return him to the yard shortly. Sounded like his tooth was hollowed out and the file was thin and springy enough to be rolled up into a coil. That's what I got from it, yeah. But like even then, like teeth aren't that big. The third strike was his. Jack concealed the stolen keys before descending the staircase. His first destination would be the storehouse in the tower's basement, where his confiscated weapons were located. I guess saying that he stuck something up his butt to hold on to for when he needed it would not be very becoming for an Otome game, so they had to go with hid it in his tooth. Nobody noticed his comically large tooth. I'm just imagining him with like fucking Jimmy Neutron like teeth, being like, we gotta examine this man. He might have hid wires and files within his person. Got really big teeth, but nothing else really noticeable. Alright then. Were he to face anyone other than Bradley, he would have sooner abandoned them. For now, they were his closest chance to victory. Ah, Bun Bun! Good evening! Crystal! Hi there, Crystal! Hello! Also, I just saw the message that you sent me. I was ad. I gotta wait 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Okay, we're back! Hi, Crystal! Hi, Crystal! Yeah, I just saw your message. I was gonna reply to it when I finish stream, but since you're here, I'll answer you. I would be honored. And in fact, I can send you some bloody art if you'd like to use for it. Were he to face anyone other than Bradley, he would have sooner abandoned them. For now, they were his closest chance to victory. And back from ads. Oh, did you not hear what I said? Oh no! Crystal! Crystal! Hello, Crystal! Nope. Oh no! Yeah, I was saying that I just read your message and I was gonna reply to you at the end of stream, but since you're here, I figured I'd tell you here that I would be honored. And that I can send you some bloody art if you'd like to use for it. Were he to face anyone other than Bradley, he would have sooner abandoned them. For now, they were his closest chance to victory. Ooh, please, of course. I've quite a lot to choose from. I have an obsession with getting art of me covered in blood with a knife gripped in my hand. I swear I'm not hiding anything, says the man with a suspiciously message in a bottle-shaped throat. So true. Walks out of the police station with a suspicious file folder shaped in throat. This is the lock-picking lawyer, and today I've been challenged to escape this London prison cell. This is a basic tumbler lock, so for this, we'll be using the Genesis lockpick set. We luckily smuggled it in via this weird guy's tooth. His iron claws were familiar to him, but he continued to pray that they had not been discarded. Of course, this pick and others can be purchased at covertinstruments.com. With our fucking keyword, I'm a little stinker. I'm a little murderer. Which one's for the storehouse? This one. Nothing on one. Nice click on two. Oh, that's very ASMR-y, the way you hear that click. Jack chose the oldest looking key of the ones he saw. Have you seen the lock-picking lawyer's comically large lockpick? I have not. Huh? The rusty hinge before him gave only a slight creak, but it still worked. This might be a false set on 3. We'll come back. But now, we gotta hear today from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, found him. I like when that guy goes, this is the Lockmaster 7 aluminum lock. You can open it with another Lockmaster 7 aluminum lock, and he just smacks them. His claws are still dried with blood from the last time he wielded them. The reminder that he had used these to hurt Watson, even if it was an accident, did not sit well with him. Bun Bun, you need to watch the lock-picking lawyer, if only so you have background for his April Fool's videos. Jesus Christ.
Company. So.
Oh my god. Extra long Soviet key requires extra long rake? Huh?
鉄サミができてる。粗末に扱いやがって。
Christ, they've got bits of rust. Give them no sword and care. How long does it take for blood to rust? Has he been in here that long? For it to start rusting? The sight alone irritated him, so he observed the room to see if anyone else had been left in the same poor condition. Several weapons belonging to fellow inmates struck him, bringing rise to a dark thought. I thought he was only in here for at least a week. It only takes an hour for blood to start rusting? Huh. Uncivil engineer.
この中のどれかは俺の先輩のものかもな。
One of these might belong to someone I know. I guess that's why so many games make a message of you gotta clean the weapon fast. I mean, it depends on other factors, but yeah.
けど、干渉に浸っている暇はない。早く行かなきゃ。
This ain't the time to reminisce. I've work that needs doing. He left the storehouse, locking it behind him so it would not look disturbed. He traveled to the roof of the tower, avoiding any signs of life all the while. Now, call me crazy here, but I have an idea. If you have a high security criminal detention center, the worst of the worst, serial killers, threats to civil service and stuff like that, I think you should maybe take the people that you brought in's weapons and take them somewhere else, so that on the off chance that they escape, they don't go to the storehouse and get their weapons and run amok, you know? Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm just a little crazy. Maybe I'm just a little wild, but I don't know.
よし、これなら。
Alright, almost there. How else would Yuri Vesperia get his items back? True. We gotta keep the system just so Yuri can break out of jail. As Jack stepped outside, he stood still. The air was cold, crisp, and welcome to his skin in a way he hadn't predicted. Until then, he did not know the outside, in a sense, could have a taste. Since when did air taste sweet? The cold, in some strange way, was warmer as a free man. How else would they do that? That'd be dumb. Before he could take his first step, however, he sensed someone was behind him and turned. Oh, face down with Bradley?
こんな時間に
Oh!
独房を抜け出して
Face down with
どこに
Pendleton!
行くつもりですか
Where do you think you're running off to at such an hour?
あんた、
You're
あい
Emily's
つの執事
butler.
か。
Why are you leaving her alone while she's acting as bait for a serial murderer? Pendleton?
どうしてあんたがここにいるんだ。
What are you doing here?
なんとなく胸騒ぎがしたので寄ってみただけです
A sense of foreboding brought me here as it happens.
そう。
I'm here to take you out.
それならどうしてあいつを
Over what?
おとりにした。
Dangling Emily out as bait for a beast.
あれはお嬢様が自ら望んだことです
She made that decision herself, if you must know.
皆が怯えて生きるのなら貧しい人々が犠牲になるのならと自ら決断されたのです
Lady Whiteley believed it a risk worth taking if it meant the poor would no longer die, and that London's people could sleep soundly. I'm taking you out, and he pulls out a gun. And why are you not helping? Yeah. Yeah! You're so right, Jack! Boy, why not stop her from doing something so stupid? True.
私も最初はお止めしましたですがお嬢様は私の主ですから
I did at first, but you must remember that I'm at her service, not the other way around. Lock her in a cage.
お嬢様がご自分で決められたことに私は従います
Lock her in her Barbie
どうして
mansion
もお覚悟
in the
を固められ
country.
たのです
It is a duty to obey what she has decided, and for her part, she summoned the strength to do what is right as the head of the family. Okay, but if someone is like... okay, that sounds fair during normal circumstances, but she literally was like, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna go chase after a serial killer and get him to chase after me. Like, I feel like that is something you should be actively trying to dissuade her from, you know? And why are you not helping? Pendleton only comes to help if it mildly inconveniences Emily, but won't actually stop her from doing stupid shit. I'm taking you out, he says, pulling out a flower. Oh my.
そうか
Charming. Well, I have no such duty, so I will gladly stop her.
お嬢様はあなたが処刑される前に真実を
Bro!
切り裂きジャックの正体を暴くため勇気を出して決断されたのです
Do you not see the courage he has to expose the truth? To expose Jack the Ripper's true identity. And at no leisure pace, mind. She works to reveal it before your execution. Okay, cool, Pendleton. Let's go. Both help.
ですかあなた
I
は
should
もし
think
お
that
嬢
if you
様
truly care for her, you will honor your courage.
彼女の決断を支えてください
Or maybe you should honor her courage as well by being with her. Oh god, this meme. I did at first, but you must remember that I am as fucking stupid as her when the writer wants me to allow her to make out with serial killers. So true.
その真意が決意の重さが
Particularly, since you must know surely, you must know why she has driven herself to this point.
それは痛いくらいにわかるさけど
I know so well it hurts, but... Jack made to argue. Pendleton sternly raised his voice.
あなたにはお嬢様をそこまで追い込んだ責任があります
You are the sole reason behind her actions.
そんなあなたの脱獄をこのまま見過
The
ごすわ
fault
けにはい
lies
きま
with
せん
you, Jack the
こ
Ripper.
の先へ行きたければ
So I have no desire to stand aside
この私をねじ伏せてみなさい。
gracefully. If you want to escape, it will have to be through me.
上等だよ
If that's how it has to be.
あんたには何の恨みもないけど俺の邪魔をするなここで
Don't got any sorts of bones to pick with you personally, but if you won't move, then I'll make you move. So they have time for a pissing match, but not to go help her from getting murked by Jack the Ripper, right? This doesn't make sense to me. Also, Dwarf, were you around for the fucking file in Jack's mouth? Yes.
行きますよ
Then we begin. I'm going to sleepy eepy now. Good night. Oh, good night, Shankar. Have a good night. Hope you have good dreams. Pendleton drew his gun.
悪いけど
I don't have any more desire to stand aside than you. Okay, what completely different person drew that? Yeah, the style is very different. The duel was started. Jack sidestepped before a bullet could fire, situating himself away from the moon's glow for protection.
君に紛れて姿を隠した気配をきれいに消した
I think this game has like at least 3 different artists. And one of them draws Identity V Yowie. He's made a fine clip with all that fog. Don't even know where to start looking. The mist, quite active with the wind still roaring, settled into the area, seemingly more by the minute.
そう
What the hell is he? Oh, I thought it was a stealthier man between us.
そう消えやがった
Same intelligence level, non-existent brain cells. The swirling fog gave way, only enough for the moon to shine along the roof. Jack, to his worry and contrasting relief, saw no immediate signs that he was with company. See, I have had a theory for a while that he was like an assassin, and I started thinking that, like, his past was that he was working for Cardinal Morin, and he was sent to infiltrate the Whiteley Mansion to, like, murder their family, but then he really wound up liking the people there and wanting to be there for them. That's my theory on Pendleton. Well, if I cannot see him, he cannot see me. What to do? This route really likes having pointless fights. The best route in the game, by the way, according to Steam reviews. The tower's stonework had crackled over its many hundred years, leaving stray pebbles thrown about the rooftops path. He picked up a sizable one and tossed it towards the highest point. Okay, just firearms being discharged in the most secure prison in England and zero reaction, right? The only response was the pebble's thud and its subsequent tumbling downwards. No usual shuffling, no sudden relinquishing of breath once held to mask one's presence. Yet this does not disappoint Jack. That's just a theory, a bun theory. Thanks for watching. Did he leave, then? Suits me. It's time I left for the East End. I mean, according to Steam reviews, this game is ass. I like it. It's really hit or miss with the routes. It is really hit or miss with the routes, but I do think I genuinely have a positive opinion of the game. Even if Emily is dumb as bricks. He turned his gaze in its direction and began to run. At the very least, it's bad in an entertaining way. Must I reiterate that you may only escape through me? But maybe if you take it seriously. More seriously than me. Maybe. I could see why. Emily has her moments, yeah. Jack heard whispering in his ears before being grabbed by the scruff of his neck. Yes, it's more interesting than Umineko, sorry. Yeah. Everyone has one of their novellas out of my streams. Right now, Isomnium Files is Twi's novella. We got Leonix's novella, which is Umineko. And this is Dwarf's novella. Instinctively, he forced himself free and pivoted to aim his blade for Pendleton's throat. The butler, however, unexpectedly prepared even for instinct's haste, stopped Jack's arm with a hardened grip. There's no novella. I'm here because I'm expected to.
なるほど。単なる威嚇ではなく、あくまで暗殺者として訓練されたのですね。
I suspected as much. You're indeed trained to assassinate, then trifle with threats. No shit. A boy like myself wants to live, then he's got to kill. You only go so far if there ain't no other means. I spent my days in the slum till I was picked up. It's taken everything in me to scrape long enough to stand here. I'm not people like you who were born with it all. Jack swung his arm. Though he missed his target, he was close enough that several of Pendleton's hairs were carried away with the wind. Pendleton retaliated by readying his gun moments too late.
なるほど。姿を消しましたか。
Gone again, I see. Pendleton surveyed his surroundings as closely as the fog would allow in search of Jack. It wasn't long before he made himself known. Is that a new face sprite for Pendleton? Before Pendleton could fire, the gun had been swiped from him. That won't do. I won't have a bullet sent for the police on my watch, so allow me to take it off your hands. Okay, but he already shot.
残念。そっちはダミー。
True!
弾は入っていません。
By all means, a gun without any bullets is useless to me. Expression unchanging, Pendleton produced a second pistol from his jacket and pointed it! What the fuck? He's ready!
そうかよ。けど あんただって侵入者には違いない
He just got the fucking the merchant from Resident Evil fit underneath his jacket. Hello, stranger. What are you buying? Just me look. Well, not like you want to mark yourself any more known than me. You're trespassing. What the fuck?
残念ですが、私は許可を取ってここに入りました。
He's probably got he's probably wearing a garter belt underneath his pants that has a circle of knives attached to it too. The opposite, actually. I was granted permission. You and I have business that needs discussing. Yeah. Very more simplistic coloring for these cut-ins.
こうするまでだ
And more very bright color highlights too of the yellow. Dewy, in that case. Well, these two schmucks have a loser flag-esque battle for no reason outside of question marks. Emily shot dead in Chicago. So true. Pendleton ready to fire, but before his attempt at pulling the trigger, he was stopped. Jack had taken the butler's tricks and handiwork into consideration for this round. Jack aimed for the throat once more, as he always did when going for the kill. Close, so close. Yet, remarkably, he did not follow through. Pendleton could feel the sharpest points of those iron claws ready to puncture his throat, but only just. They stared at one another in silence. Neither counted the seconds, nor did they blink. They waited, waited, and waited still, until it was no longer.
わかりました。私の負けです。
That will do, I suppose. I concede.
くそ一体何なんだよ殺さないように相手するなんて
The L? Concede, is it? You never bloomin' tried. Why the fuck is this route jobbing out Pendleton after spending literally every other route establishing him as a hyper-competent murder freak? Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe he was acting. I don't fucking know. Why are you acting if you came here? If you just came here to grab Jack, just tell him you came here to grab Jack. Either lock the fuck in and try to murder Jack, or just be like, hey, we're gonna go save Emily. Let's not fucking fight, okay? I still don't understand why he's doing any of this, but he implied he was gonna explain, maybe. Yeah.
それにそんな余裕の笑み浮かべて私の負けですなんて全く負けた気ないだろあんた
Do you think I'm stupid enough to believe I've come out the winner when you stand here, all smiles, like you just went for an evening stroll? The Ripper would probably have Emily dismembered into bite-sized pieces, bury them across the city, have enough time to rest with a nice cup of tea, before finally being at least 2 hours out of the city by the time these two are done. Jack's shoulders were shaking, and his breathing unsteady, as one should look after a duel between two competent men. Who? I don't see any competent men here. Pendleton, of course, did not. His condition was perfect, as it always was.
あなたの決意はよくわかりました。もしあなたが本当にお嬢様を助けたいなら、
Bro!
私とイーストエンドに
Okay, it
同
was
行
a
しなさい。
test, I guess. I did wonder if you would buckle under enough opposition, and I have my answer. Now, if you're so intent on helping Lady Whiteley, you will come with me to the East End. Brother, she's being hunted! Why are you quizzing him?
俺が
Come on,
あ
bro.
んたと本気で言ってるのか
Me? Go with you? Is this a joke? It's like, how's this gonna go at all if he was just still in his cell and he didn't do this? I guess he was gonna break him out. I don't fucking know what was going through Pendleton's head with this.
そうです。あの方は自らおとりを名乗り出た。今夜1時からイーストエンドの街を歩かれます。
It is not. She volunteered to act as a lure and is set to wander through the East End at 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, so I guess he came here before she left? Okay, that's a bit better. than what I thought of, like, this happening while Emily is roaming the streets.
周囲には警察の護衛がつき街を巡回しますが、ヤードの仕事が甘いのはあなたも知っての通りです。
Scotland Yard shall serve as her escort, but you know as well as I do how dependable they are. Pendleton just chilling up there. Certainly do. Okay, but there was no guarantee that he would break out before 1 a.m. And knowing Emily, she might just get, like, scared by something just slightly and be like, oh, I gotta go out early.
ホームズ親子にワトソン君、
I gotta not follow what I'm told to do.
お嬢様の身辺を警護します。
They do have the benefit of the Holmeses, Watson, and the military escorting her as well, I might add. Yo, the military? Damn, okay.
切り裂きジャックはそれを見破る。その盲点をついて思わぬ先手をかけてくる。
That isn't enough to protect her from the Ripper. Could be 10 men, could be 100, but they'll still find their flaw and exploit it.
ええ。あるいはこちらから仕組んだ罠には乗ってこないかもしれません。
I'm inclined to agree. We must also consider that he won't take the bait at all.
油断した隙をついて向こうから襲いかかる可能性も高い。ですからこれは一種の賭け。
I don't know why I just started
それでも構いませんね。
conspiracy theorying in my head. Do you think that Jack the Ripper was like a co-op by like the royal family to like kill off like low income people and like set up more of like a fear of being a prostitute? He may very well attack us the moment we let our guard down, making all planning for naught. This is a risky gamble in every respect. Will you still agree to accompany me?
仕方ないな。どっちにしろあんたを敵に回したんじゃあいつを守れないからな。
Don't got no choice, really. You would be too interfering as an enemy, so it'd be better to protect her as allies.
理解が早くて何よりです。お嬢様のためにあなたの力をお借りします。
Then we are all in agreement. I'll gladly borrow your strength if it secures her future in turn.
では行きましょう。霧が晴れないうちに。
Now, we've no time to waste. Let us go before the fog lifts.
けど
The law doesn't touch those dead men walking like myself, you know. You sure you thought this through?
ええ、構いません。今はあなたの力を借りなければお嬢様をお守りできませんし、あなたにとっても重要なことでしょう。
I'm fine with that. I alone am not enough for this, and I believe this means enough to you that you would protect her regardless, correct? Okay, so ignoring every other issue with this idiot plot, there's one question I still have to ask. Literally, why Emily? She's not that interesting of a person. She's just fucking stupid. You could probably find a flea with a higher life expectancy than this chick. Like, wait, what are you asking about Emily? Like, why is she being a lure? Or why are people, like, dating her?
そうか。
Alright then. Jack saw then how pointless his efforts to walk away from this Victor were. He had been played in all respects, his emotions laid bare by a refined man who knew his heart better than Jack could mask it. What a complete fool he was. Oh, there's a reason, but it's completely vague and unexplained. Why is she being targeted? Yeah, various reasons. So, like, she saw our Jack Millers, this guy over here with the top hat, murder someone in front of her, and it was reported that he did not kill her, and so their little evil group of serial killers are out to get her, to like cover it up, because she is a witness. No, like, why does this guy want to stick the business end of the most dangerous weapon in London into her specifically? It's cause that, yeah. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Crystal. Also, he, like, has this weird hate thing for Jack Millers because he murdered his dad. And so he's like, oh, I'm gonna kill the person that's close to you. Yeah, Jack was supposed to kill her, but he pussied out, and this guy is some meth head who's desperate for his surrogate wheelchair dad's approval. Yeah. is stupid, but you're calling all the actually explained stuff stupid. Lock in. Jack saw then how pointless his efforts to walk away from this, the victor, were. He had been played in all respects, his emotions laid bare by a refined man who knew his heart better than Jack could mask it. What a complete fool he was. Emily's not said anything about me, has she? She said you got a fat ass.
いいえ、全然。
Oh, not a single word. Right, should have kept me mouth shut.
たまに年相応の顔をしますね。
Well done. You finally wear a face befitting your age. Become rice ball.
そう簡単に本当のことは教えませんよ。
But you still have to work for the truth, I'm afraid. Together, they used the fog to their advantage to slip past the watchful eyes of the beef eaters and escape the Tower of London. The East End was soon to be upon them. I want to make like a high security prison and name my guys that like monitor it. I'm gonna call them ice eaters. Right this way, Miss Watley.
ありがとうございます、警部。
Thank you, Inspector.
この度の勇気あるご決断、我々スコットランドヤード一同敬意を表します。
I have the deepest respect of all Scotland Yard for your bravery. The officer saluted in one entire emotion. It was nice knowing you, ma'am. Rip.
ありがとうございます。どこまでお役に立てるかわからないけれど。
Girl, you gotta stop pausing so much. You're too kind. I don't know what good this will do, if any, but it's my pleasure to try if it's within my power. So-called mass murderer when you make fun of him for his crush. Now let me put that on the fridge. That's a fridge meme. There you go. Alright. I gotta get rid of. Holmes, get out of here. We're no longer on your route. Where's your image? There you go. I'm gonna lie, I think it would be funny to suddenly flood any tags for this game with every meme made about it up to this point. That would be very funny. Like just posting it all on like the Tumblr tags or whatever. we revived the London Detective Mysteria fandom.
さっきからペンデルトンの姿が見えなくて。
Still, I've seen neither hide nor hair of Pendleton. Where has he gotten to? You will not bother the polite Japanese lady drawing identity v yaoi or whatever the fuck. Oh, hi Zerwin! Thank you so much for the sub. Wow, 10 months already? That's insane. Thank you so much, Zerwin! I hope you enjoy your emotes and I hope you're having a good day. We are the Eikoku Tante Mysteria fandom. What the fuck are you talking about? Also, I'm wondering, I don't think the alert showed up, did it? Kinda surprised too, it's been 10 months already. Yeah, time flies by.
確かに時間までには必ず戻るとおっしゃっていたのですが。
Indeed, he mentioned he would return before the operation begins.
作戦の決行まであと20分だが。
Fuck. Alright, dwarf. Oh, dwarf. I'm requesting your services, dwarf. How you doing? Eating enough to not be wobbly anymore. I'm getting by. I had an orange. I had an orange before streaming. Let me give you a call. Actually, is this man guy? Who is he? Hello? I can't hear you. Hello?
Second.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I can hear you. It's really low, though. Hold on.
Yeah, because I'm watching something. I was doing something.
Let me turn this up. Then set up treat stream and chat will feed you. I used to
Well, funny story about that.
Yeah. I used to have a treat stream, but then I forgot what it was. There's like some docs issue or something with treat stream, right?
I feel like there was maybe some perhaps misinformation or overreaction to that.
Yeah, I do.
Probably.
Looking back on it, I do feel like I do think that it was just one person had like a negative experience, talked about it on Twitter, and then it exploded where everyone's like, oh, they must be doxing. You know what? I will do my research tonight, and I might open up a treat stream because I kind of really need food. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, it was a docs issue in that it'd show viewers your address or something. Yeah. But I feel like that is a setting that is, like, you disable. I don't know.
もし5分前になって
I feel
も
like I've had so many
ペンデルト
people
の死が
do it
戻られない場
too.
合は作戦の実行を遅らせよ
Someone would have told me by now. Especially like Jackie or like Twy or whatever. I accidentally went forward one, so this is the one I went forward on.
Oh my god, that's loud. We still have another 20 minutes, my good man.
Dwarf is pretty quiet still.
I don't know how I'm always quiet.
Yeah, you do sound pretty quiet to me too.
I didn't change nothing.
I don't know why. Yeah, Discord is up, Max. Zerwin! Thank you. Thank you for the coffee. Eat, Elio, eat. Alright, I will order some food.
Okay. I mean, that probably sound. Maybe I just need to talk a little louder. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Anybody's anything? Any input here?
You sound, at least to me, from like my standpoint, it sounds like you sound like you're a little bit of a ways away from your mic or something. Dwarf, I'm just gonna say this always happens
Does that
to me.
sound good?
Yeah, that sounds a lot better.
I mean, like fucking. I have my chair up higher, so I can't scoot up as far because I'm in a fucking sling. I don't want to have to reach my arm up, like fucking 8 to 10 inches to move my mouse around.
Yeah, that's understandable.
All
Sorry
right.
about that. But yeah, you sound good? Okay, cool. I swear I'll gift you a cookbook.
I would advise a delay in plans if he's yet to return 5 minutes before we're scheduled to begin, however.
今回の作戦は常に危険が伴う何よりもミス・ホワイトリーの安全を第一に考えたい
The danger we're imposing upon her cannot be understated, and I think we all wish to prioritize her safety.
ああ、ミス・ホワイトリー、無理はするなよ。
Agreed. You mustn't overexert yourself, Miss Whiteley.
辛くなったら
If you have
いつ
any
でも中
second
止していいんだ
thoughts, you can stop at any
君の
time.
安全が
Your life means
一
more
番
than
大
any
切なんだから
operation.
大丈夫よ。
Linux? You
逃
too?
げ回っていても
Thank you,
何もならないのだ
Linux.
から。
Play up, nerd.
What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? I ate an orange today, you fucking freak.
I ate 2 oranges and a piece of bread, excuse you, and I didn't eat anything the last 2 days. Or no, I did eat something yesterday, but it was like the last 2 days before that I didn't eat anything. I appreciate the thought, but I'm alright. The alternative would be to run and hide from him, so I would be on watch for him regardless. Let's kill him. I'm sorry.
それより
It's not that I don't want to eat.
結局みんなを巻き込んでしまって
I only feel awful for bringing each of you into this matter. You didn't have to face the danger with me.
今更だな。もし最悪犯人が捕まらなかったとしても、君の頭脳はともかく、勇気だけは称賛しよう。
We've been caught up in this for some time now. We may not catch him with this, but your bravery is worthy of praise, even if your intellect isn't.
Hashtag bring back treat stream. Okay, I will bring back treat stream.
まあ失礼ね
There are better ways to compliment me.
なんだか落ち着かないようだけど大丈夫
Are you certain about this, Emily?
やっぱり無理し
You
てるん
look
じゃ
nearly out of your wits. I don't want you to push yourself too hard.
そんなことないわ
Don't be silly. I have a feeling you're a tiny bean IRL because you can't grow on a diet of 2 oranges. Yeah, there's a variety. I feel like I probably have like a bunch of health issues because of how like unhealthy I am. But I've always been tiny because I have a growth hormone deficiency. I'm 4'7" and I think like the last time I got weighed I was like 70 pounds or something. Or so I said. Here's a perceptive one, that Watson. Even when surrounded by a plethora of officers, allies, and such, my nerves were strained to their limits. I looked around me for comfort, but the feeling wouldn't leave me no matter how I tried to convince myself of my security.
申し訳ございません、お嬢様。ただいま戻りました。
I'm terribly sorry for the delay, my lady. I've returned.
Your travel size. I'll stick you in my carry-on. So true.
ペンデルトン遅いわ
Middleton?
どこに行って
Gracious! Where were you? I was being stupid, my lady. I stopped just short of finishing. Oh, I think you're the tiniest person I know, yeah. And it's not like I'm a kid or anything either. I just have dwarfism.
Huh?
It's literally called dwarfism. I have...
Yeah, I'm fucking around.
Yeah, but mine's perpetual dwarfism. I'm afraid you've got full-on dwarfism, dwarf. Pendleton looked out of sorts. His face was dewed with sweat, and his eyes were as serious as I'd ever seen them. What this meant, I didn't know, but it was enough to silence me.
では、改めて経路を確認します。
If no one objects, I will review our route one last time.
フレイディロードを抜けてバックスローに入ります。
First, we will pass through Brady Street and enter Bucks Row.
切り裂きジャックの最初の犠牲者、ニコルズの遺体発見場所から。
From there, we will visit the location where the first Ripper victim, Miss Nichols, was discovered.
そして第2の犠牲者、チャップマンの遺体が発見されたハンバリーストリート29番地の裏庭へ。
We shall then move to the backyard of 29 Hanbury Street where the body of his second victim, Miss Chapman, was found.
If you take him on a plane, you probably don't even need a ticket. We can just take him with you as a bag. You just put me in like a duffel bag. Like
そして第3の犠牲者、ストライドの遺体が発見されたバーナーストリートの国際教育ハウス中庭へ。
The third, Miss Stride, was discovered in the yard adjacent to the International Working Men's Educational Club on Burner Street, so that'll be our next destination.
Dwarf is on? Yeah, we know. We hear him fine.
そして第4の犠牲者、エドウッズの遺体が発見されたオールドゲートマスタースクエアへ。
And the fourth, Miss Eddowes, was discovered in Middle Square, Altgate.
そして第5の犠牲者ケリーの遺体が発見された ドーセットストリートのミラーズコートの長屋へ。
Finally, we have the fifth and final victim found along Miller's Court at Dorset Street, Miss Kelly.
ドーセットストリートに警官の乗った馬車を用意してあります。最後はスコットランドヤードでお迎えします。
Bitch, you did not say any of that. A police carriage shall also be waiting for you there to welcome you aboard.
翌日以降、我々があなたの身辺警備を行います。
Until tomorrow, or when we deem it safe, the yard will stop at nothing to ensure your protection.
Thank you,
お
Inspector.
願いします。
I gathered 5 white English roses into my hands.
I thought I tapped out. I thought I got 5 white boys.
と、犯人を捕まえ
I
てみせ
got
ます。
5 white boys in my hands.
We'll be keeping watch over your surroundings. Absolutely certain tonight will be the night we catch our killer.
ミス・ホワイトリー、どうかご無事で。
Miss Whiteley, may God watch over you.
ありがとうご
Because
ざ
we
い
are
ます。
not.
Thank you. What's with that weird hyphen between to and Morrow? I think it's like a British thing. Like ye old British like separates to and Morrow.
では、行きましょう。
Well, we'd best begin.
はい、お嬢様。
Oh. You there, dwarf?
Oh, sorry. Of course, my lady.
I'll never understand the British and their English speaking ways. Our starting point was in Scotland Yard Police Station, north of the East End.
お嬢様、怖いのですか？手が震えていますよ。
Are you frightened, my lady? Your hands are shaking.
I do think British color is better than American color, though.
なんでもないわ。これくらい。
It's nothing, truly. Oh yes, the British and their bottle of water. The shoddy pop. The streets were filthy, but I persisted in my march, and in constant obstinance to my rhythm, step by step. Kalur. What nonsense.
それより、お願いね。ペンデルトン。もし、切り裂きジャックが襲ってきたら。
Now that it's us, Pendleton, I'd like to discuss something. Should Jack the Ripper attack us?
ええ。私からお嬢様にお伝えしなくてはならないことがあります。
I understand, but, my lady, I have something to discuss with you also.
ペンデルトン
Do you, Pendleton?
ジャック・ミラーズが脱走しました。お嬢様が歩かれている道を守ってくれています。
Jack Millers has escaped from the tower. He is protecting you as we speak.
ジャックが
Jack? That can't be!
Yeah, I don't know. He had a really
声を
weirdly
小さくお願いします。
My lady, please, keep your voice down.
ごめんなさい。
Pardon me, I just...
でも、
Are you being sincere?
ジャックがロンドン島を抜
Has
け出した
Jack
ってい
escaped
う
from
の
the Tower of London?
そんな
But
ことを
that
した
will
ら
only add to his
罪が
list of
重くなってしまう
crimes.
わ。
What are they going to do? Hang him twice? Shut up, idiots.
ですが彼はお嬢様を助けたいと心から願っていました。
It will,
処刑の前
but
に
he did
自分のやるべきことをやっておきたいと。
Here comes the yapper.
It will, but he did so with an earnest desire to protect you. Before his execution, he wanted to do whatever he could for you.
どうして、
And
ペンデ
how
ルトン
did
が
you
そん
come
な
to
ことを
learn
知っている
this?
の
Mind your business.
実は私も先刻彼に面会を入れまして、勝手な真似をしたことをどうかお許しください。
Oops. The truth is, not long before my return, I requested a meeting with him. I do hope you'll excuse my acting out of line.
あなたって人
You
は。
don't seem the least bit guilty to me.
お嬢様、彼の姿を決して探してはなりません。敵にこちらの真意を気づかれないように。
My lady, you must not seek him out. Doing so would alert our enemy to his presence.
Superfluous ooze. Superfluous.
Superfluous? Are you fucking kidding me?
Superfluous. That's very true. Superfluous.
ジャックが見ていてくれている。大丈夫。
Jack is watching over me. I'm going to be alright.
お嬢様、では行きましょう。決して離れないでください。
We should continue, my lady. Stay close to me.
Bun Bun, you are very superfluous. Thank you. In time, we arrived at the final resting place of Mary Ann Nichols. He does get the flu very often, or he infects people. I like to view myself as an infection.
Wait, what do you mean, final resting place?
Oh, shit. I didn't even think there was gonna...
The real ending is the top one. Real ending's the top one.
Okay. I need to hurry, everyone.
Okay, well, if you want the bad ending, you have to hit hurry on every time.
Okay. I need to hurry, or we won't reach each location before dawn. What 2 oranges does to a motherfucker. There are 4 more places to visit. Annie Chapman was the full name of the next woman. Her body was no longer splayed crudely at the next place I stopped. What can I do here? There wasn't any time to waste. I had to keep going. Big bro, my throat. Yeah, well, you were up like streaming for 14 hours, Moggy. Get some tea. And there were 3 more places to visit. I really hope the good ending is Emily dying just to cap off the game. IDK if we're almost done. I feel like we still got a decent chunk left. I next arrived at the location of Elizabeth Stride, the 3rd victim, a woman who, like them all, deserved no such fate. There wasn't any time. The thought alone that Jack the Ripper could be close by, seeking my life, and only that, filled me with impatience. There were 2 more places to visit. When we arrived at the location where Catherine Eddowes once lay, we stopped. Hurry on. I had to keep going. I supposed the dread building within me... I supposed the dread building within me, as well as I could. On the outside, I was calm. I suppressed. Blech. There's only 1 place left to visit. It's getting rather chilly now, and the fog is thickening. Yeah, we still got Lupin's route and the true ending as well.
そうですね。切り裂きジャックがこの霧に紛れている可能性があります。お気をつけて。
Pendleton, take a step back from the fucking mic. Which is why you must take care. We don't know if the Ripper is lurking within this fog and waiting for his chance.
He was hanging out with Holmes too much. The first victim didn't deserve it. The second and 3rd victim as well. The 4th one, though, fuck her. She kinda had it coming. Damn. I know. I'll be careful. What served our enemy as a fine blanket instead smothered the police. I had no choice but to stay aware of my surroundings, lest the men watching over me become unable to see me at all. Look, the Joker needs a bigger gun. Yeah, he needs to save the Californians that got shot out of the White Whale by Ahab or something. What served our enemy as a fine blanket instead smothered the police. I had no choice but to stay away from my surroundings. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, I needed to remember how dangerous my position was. Forgetting meant death, and so I braced myself for the end. We don't talk about the 5th one. We don't talk about victim 5. The final location was where Mary Jane Kelly had been discovered. The 5th victim, the last. The room had been left just as it was in her death. The glass was still crudely cracked, the floor still ajar from its initial discovery, and the sheets still in disarray. Of all the places I visited, death smelled strongest here. The ganglion crime family shot down the white whale. I'm still like, I know that game has like a bunch of like Moby Dick references, and I know that Xenosaga also did that with the Moby Dick Cafe, but that combined with me, like literally the moment I came into your stream and seeing you leaving a place called La Mancha, made me be like, what the fuck?
ここで最後ね。
This is the last. We're gonna hurry on. That was when a loud bang came from outside.
お嬢様、伏せて。
Lady, get down.
We crouched from inside the room. I could only assume that noise came from an officer firing his gun.
ミス・ホワイトリー、ご無事ですか？
Miss Whiteley, are you alright? An officer shouted loud enough through the window for me to hear. Damn, Emily. I was gonna take it easy on you since I thought you would have the decency to pay respect to my victims, but goddamn, you're heartless. Death. John Ripper, probably.
何があったの？
Yes. What happened? Was it Jack the Ripper?
ええ、おそらく。ですが、威嚇射撃を行う前に、もう霧で姿が見えませんでした。
Shot?
Why would you give him a warning shot, okay? Most likely, but it was too fast to know for certain. Disappeared into the fog before we even fired a warning shot. Like, why would you give a warning shot for a serial killer? You should be shooting to kill. So this is why I don't trust the police. They do shit like this.
切り裂きジャックはこの付近にいる。
So then the Ripper is nearby? When they need to shoot someone, they don't shoot him. But when they don't need to shoot someone, they shoot him.
まだ確証はありませんが。
That may well have been him, but Bun, they're supposed to stand trial. They brought in the military though! Why is the military here? If not to shoot him down? All the horrors I pushed out of my mind surfaced rapidly. Like, it's one thing with just the police, but they brought in the fucking military? I'm still not over that. Pendleton then rips off his wig to reveal he was Ripper all along. With every pound of my heart, the fear rose and the room blackened. Fog enveloped my senses as it darted through the broken window in a monstrous form, coiling around me and grazing my cheek with a serpentine tongue of mist and smoke. Also, yeah, no, they probably couldn't see who it was very clearly because of fog, so didn't want to risk blowing a random citizen away. I can kind of forgive that. I guess so. That's true. But also the military thing is just, It's gonna end with Jack getting shot with a missile.
Keep it going.
I extended my arm to fight it off, but when I reached out, I saw not even my own hand. When this beast bared its fangs, I spotted a glint. Someone had a knife.
そこか。
There you are.
Pendleton was the first to react as he thrust a fist in its direction.
お前は邪魔なんだよ。
You're in my way. The assailant grabbed hold of his arm and pulled him in.
ペンデルトン！
He used his other hand to retaliate with a loaded pistol, but the bullet missed its mark. As I moved to his side, all instinct froze me in my tracks. It's what he would have wanted. I mean, he didn't sell out his evil group. Might as well. The knife cut through the fog again. Why this was the only thing I could see could not be processed in any reasonable sense to an erratic mind. All I knew was that I could not see myself, but this thing, this knife, stared at me with a salivating mouth. And we get to meet John Mysteria.
お嬢様。
Oh, you mean Watson's dad, John Watson?
Hey, lady!
Did Pendleton call out to me? Was his cry some figment created from desperation? The world had turned slow and mute. Only the knife had color. Only the knife had sound. I saw it, pointed directly towards me and only me. Nothing else felt as close. John Mysteria Watson. No! Can't see very well, enemy has a knife, throws a heavily telegraphed punch towards someone who already has you firmly in their sights. Pendleton, you're fired. A streak of light cut in front of me. I feel like the bad endings are just the characters get a case of dumb-itis. I jumped backwards reflexively. I must have. It is fortunate my body worked whilst my brain staggered, as I barely evaded the oncoming attack. All I saw were wisps of my own hair scattering about, and suddenly I was cognizant. It's targeting my neck, my throat! The swirling phenomenon of fog and slashes was not any monster, but their king, Jack the Ripper. Well, she can dodge, but that guy from the She family can't. Oh no, the stupid gas. As we grew closer, the eyes that watched mine glistened. My breathing grew disheveled. The bad endings are what would happen realistically if Emily was in any other situation than the author's guided tour. There is no running or something so foolish as fighting back. I was trapped and trembling, the lone frog in the pond for the snake to feed. Death approached. To scream or make any sort of whimper would only invite it sooner. I can't call for help. I can't breathe, but what can I do then? Every breath gives me away, but what can I do? I held my breath, a worthless ploy. My throat became so parched that it seemed to hurt. A painful prickling would follow if I swallowed. I dared not move for fear of the dry, smacking sound of tongue on teeth. Jack the Ripper was there. Even if I saw no silhouette, what brought fear worse than seeing him was not being able to, and yet knowing he was there. My lungs tightened from the pain of breath held too long, and the pressure pushed against my throat. I went to put my hand over my mouth to muffle my breath. And as I did, I felt a foreign hand being placed over it from behind me. No, he's found me! The color drained from my face. I waited. Quiet, it's me. Jack! It was him. Oh, thank God it was him. Come on. Oh, wait. Weren't you Jack? Right, you were Jack. Because I was Bradley.
I'm fine either way.
You can be Jack.
Yeah, I guess no stupid shit's gonna happen that I have to do any voices for, so it's fine. Yeah, this is his route. I'll do Bradley.
Okay. I mean, I think she's just gonna die today, so I'll probably end when we get her dead end.
I don't want to establish that I'm doing it on his route.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. I ain't reading that.
Alrighty. Come on, and don't mark a sound. He took my hand and tugged me along. Oh wow, they actually get a CG for the bad ending. Did any of the other ones get a CG?
All the other bad endings aren't that bad, honestly.
Yeah. Just like that, the immediate danger had passed as we left Miller's Court.
I gotta be honest with you, I'd like to finish this fucking route today. I am sick of this. This one is so long.
I think we still got quite a bit left. They just fucking dip. Yeah, Jack is just special, I guess because they put in so many dead ends. I don't know. Even then, all of the bad ends that he had were like anticlimactic as fuck. The only one I liked was Emily getting shot by Pendleton. Never thought we'd speak again. This isn't a dream, is it? But But a sense of security was coming back to me, and as my heart calmed itself to a comfortable tremor, I thought of the texture of his voice and the feel of his hand. Imagine this is just her hallucination as she's bleeding out. Jack was real. Jack was here. We could meet, talk. I couldn't understand it, but then why bother to understand? I was happy. So I did what I could to hide my elation. This wasn't the time to feel giddy and girlish. I needed to remember that I was still the lure. Afraid as I was doing precisely what I was meant to. The first thing Jack did...
Christ.
What was that?
I said, oh, Jesus Christ. I'm looking at a video.
We still got a lot left, huh?
Which one did they do?
The first thing Jack did was move close to my ear and whisper.
俺がブラッドリーを引きつける。そして、奴を始末する。
Emily, I'm gonna trap Bradley's attention, and then I will kill him.
Oh wait, this is a good ending.
警察は混乱してる。
Thought
そ
about
れにこの霧じゃ、奴と俺の区別もつかないだろ
Don't go running off. The yard's been thrown into confusion. With the fog thick as it is, they don't know me, and I'm from Adam, huh? Oh. What? They won't know me and I'm from Adam? What? It was as serious as I'd ever seen him. The bells of St. Mary Metfellin's church chimed in, indicating 3 o'clock in the morning. Just normal British things. And so we ran together, using its mighty tolls to silence our footsteps. We raced through the streets, turning left, right, backwards, forwards, through deserted alleyways and whatever mazes permitted us freedom, and then we leapt and moved till we reached the rooftop that was dark enough to grant us sufficient cover. They won't know me from Adam. Basically, they wouldn't be able to distinguish him from anyone else in the crowd. Ah, okay. I see. I'm used to, like, them using, like fucking John or whatever.
それにしてもお前、おとりになるなんて無謀
What
なこと
possessed you
は
to volunteer as a
心臓
decoy?
が止まる
Reckless
かと思っ
Gale.
た。
Thought my heart would stop when I heard.
それはこいつのセリフだわ。
I could say the same of you. That wasn't what I wanted to say. I didn't want to scold or bicker here.
ありがとう、ジャック。
Thank you, Jack.
私、ペンデルトンとはぐれてしまって、心細くて。
I was so afraid. I was separated from Pendleton.
大丈夫。ここでお前を引き渡すことになっていたから、予定通りだ。
It's alright. Oh wait, you'll be alright. Changing gold from him to me was part of the plan.
どこからか狙撃のチャンスを狙っているはずだ。
At this present, you should be searching for a chance to take a clean shot.
心強いわ。
That's good then. I'm glad.
Huh?
ああ。だが切り裂きジャックには、この程度の霧、なんてことない。
Fog this thick will not under Jock the Ripper mine. Yeah, I was looking at the definition, but it's like 12 a.m. and my ass could not absorb that info. I curse the British. Okay, so Pendleton is like fucking dead, right? Yeah. Where the fuck is Pendleton?
油断するなよ。奴には見えてる。何もかもな。俺の目も、奴ほどは効かない。
Move about with caution. The night could be clear and lighted with stars, or it could be heavy and foggy. Like tonight, but it's the same to him. Even my eyes aren't as good as his. Jack had me grip his left wrist. His entire arm was considerably thin. Jack never had a healthy build, but this was no natural slimness. It was one molded after weeks deprived of hearty meals. The Tower of London had been cruel to him. It hurt to picture it.
お前、 俺の手首を掴んでてくれ。絶対に離すなよ。
Keep hold, Emily. You can't let go. Don't care what happens.
もしはぐれたら、奴が先にお前を見つけるかもしれない。
Should we become separated, he may find you before I do.
どこまで逃げるつもりなの？
How far do you plan to go?
お前の執事は、もし万が一はぐれたら、ドーセットストリートの馬車に来てくれと言っていた。
Your butlers advised that in this event, I'm to take you to a coach off Dorset Street.
俺はお前をそこまで送り届け
I
る。
should do just that.
そ
Once
したら
that's done, I'll send off the
奴
Ripper.
に引導を渡しに行く。
I remembered this face. I saw it when he was behind a cell, and now I had to see it again when he stood freely. Jack was content, worryingly so. I didn't want to see him like this, with this dignified countenance. Last meme for the evening, so that you're not distracted any more than you already will be due to being how you are as a person. The first thing Jack did was move closer to my ear and whisper, "I love Amelia." There was a typo in the script, LMAO. I'm out for the night. Rest well, guys. Yeah, I just looked up a video of the bad end, and it looks like there's quite a bit left of it. Like, I saw like a 20-minute long video, and I was kind of looking around to see where I was, and I was at 2 minutes in. So I think I'm gonna end here for the night, and we will finish.
Is the crisp noise suppression like not picking up my annoyed sighs? I just want to confirm.
I did not really hear an annoyed sigh.
Okay, hold on. Let me turn it off real quick.
I need an alarm to stop playing Blinding of Isaac. Holy shit. Yeah, this route is long. I wonder how long fucking Lupin's route is gonna be. It better be peak.
It's annoyed. It's annoying because, like, Virgilius makes those noises frequently, and I need to remember to turn it off when he does it.
I could feel the annoyed vibe even if the sound did not come through.
Yeah, but having the noise suppression off makes it sound so much worse. Like, it probably picks up the fucking fan rattling.
But
One
yeah.
of these days we'll do art time.
Yeah, I'm gonna do art time right now. What are you talking about?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna end stream for the night, and we'll do art time. I don't know if you wanted to stick here or if you wanted to dip out, Dwarf.
I don't care either way.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure. I'm doing some side stuff here.
Okay. Alright. Oh, whoops. Wasn't playing the music. Oh wait, hold on. Just turn this down. There you go. Alright. So we are at the end of stream for today. And at the end of stream we do art time. If you have a piece of art that you'd like to be shared, you can join the Discord. Here's the link to the Discord. If you'd like your art to be shared at the end of a stream, please submit it in the art time submissions thread under the art general channel. It can be art, memes, photography, etc. as long as it is something that you yourself did in some way, shape, or form. But with that out of the way, let's take a look. Oh, hold on. Oh, there we go. I saw something and I was like, oh, I need to check that first. Okay. Alright. Oh. This a little bigger. I need to learn how to art so I can be on Bun Bun's show. Yeah, show me your art. It doesn't even just need to be art. It can be memes, like little edited memes. A lot of people do those. Or it can be like music or anything. Right, so we got some art by Adamello like Chorus. I sadly keep missing streams, so I sent some art I'm working on. Genshin OC art for my friends to be exact. Kanan was finished, but I'm not sure about the colors. Oh wow. This is super detailed. I didn't think that like Adamello could get like more intricately designed than he already does with his stuff, but look at this. Oh, this is from the Welkin Moon. Like a chef. Fontaine, yeah, a confectioner. Like a ladle or like a spoon. That's a really pretty spoon. Like, look at all the colors, too. Like pink, blue, orange, yellow. It all goes in a really nice, like it doesn't clash either. It's really impressive. And it reminds me of like those iridescent, like knives and stuff. Like it's an iridescent spoon. It's really cool. I love
a spoonful.
Yeah, a spoonful. It just can't be stolen, which already excludes 99% of the Eikoku Tante Mysteria cast because of reasons. Yeah. And you can't be posting someone else's art to be like, hey, look at this art, unless you got permission from the person.
I've put like 400 things in this channel and I haven't drawn a single one of them.
Yeah, I mean, memes I think are different, because you're not claiming ownership of it, and it tends to be like mass like memes that people are familiar with, or stuff from the game that we're playing. So I think that's fair. But it's like if you use someone else's art, however, like an artist on like Twitter or whatever, then that's skirting things a bit. Yeah, this design is so cute. I love the little hat, the little cat with the little winky face. I love their little face with the little meow mouth and like whiskers. Their hair's really cute too. I like how it's asymmetrical. Their whole outfit is very asymmetrical, which is really nice. Like the left side is very different from the right. It gives it a very nice silhouette. Stands out a lot. Yeah, good stuff. I don't know. And, oh, we got a clown. Clown design. That's really cool. Their like skirt. It's like attached to like what do you call them? I have it on one of my models. Suspenders. The skirt that's attached to the suspenders. The skirt kind of reminds me of like Lolita skirts too, with the really intricate designs on it. Looks like they've got like a bunch of animals. Like we got like a bear, a bird, a bunny. I think that might be like a bird. Really nice like weapon. It's coming out really good. I really like the hair. Got some more design sketches here. Oh, you can just come up with so many cool weapons. Like look at these ones right over here on the left. I don't know if you guys can even see my. I don't know if you guys can even see my cursor when I'm doing this, but
no.
yeah. I got like a bear that uses like a punch. Oh, it kind of like reminds me like Kingdom Hearts a little bit with the heart symbol. We got like, are these like a bunch of cooks maybe? Because they kind of remind me of like chef outfits, but like a little military. Music's getting pretty loud. Oh, I'll turn it down. Kind of reminds me, it makes me think of like a military, but also like chefs. Like maybe like Battle Chef Brigade kind of outfits, kind of. Looks really cool. I really like the one here on the far left. With like the... She's got like a wand thing. I think that, yeah, that was it for Adamello's stuff. And we got some art by OGs. Got a Mary sketch from Indivisible. Oh, look at that. Let me zoom back in a little bit. I love how, like, neat and clean your art is. Oh, geez. You got, like, really good proportions, too. Like, the bend of the shoulders. Or not the bend of the shoulders. The bend of the elbows and everything. It's really nice. I like her expression, too. It's like just a little too confident, you know? Very nice. Looking forward to this when it's done. Let me go and re-biscuit it. Y'all should like and re-biscuit it too. And then we got, oh, whoa, Cookie Yowie Doodle by Jackie. Let me see. Hey there, pretty princess. Oh my, are you talking to me? Are there any other pretty princesses around? Me, but, you know, continue. Did I ruin the moment? Cute. Speaking of, I saw that your recent comic that you did of the Cookie Yowie got, like... I was in a call with some friends and we were looking at Cookie Yowie of these two on like Twitter, and I saw you while they were scrolling down. I'm like, wait, that's Jackie's art! That's Jackie's art! That's Jackie's art! And then I looked and I was like, whoa! That's a bunch of likes and retweets. I'm glad people are appreciating your art. Because they should. They should appreciate your art. You should always get 15,000 likes on your art. IDK how that blew up. Cookie Yowie, yeah, it's what the people want. Cause we were going down the cookie run tag on Twitter, and we just saw like a bunch of Mizi Sua and like Cookie Yowie art. It was very cool to see your art in the wild. I'm glad that your stuff is getting appreciated. This one's about to pop off too. Trust. Very, very nice comic. And then we got this by Barn. Dwarf going to sleep knowing that London Detective Mysteria is still at least 15 hours away from being finished.
No, that's fine. It's just I don't understand why Jack's route is significantly longer.
Yeah, I assume it's because
and there is an epilogue.
Locked. Yeah, there is.
So the other one's gonna be this fucking long?
I assume so.
I don't want to fucking deal with Lupin. I hate that guy.
Listen, many people are looking forward to Lupin's route.
Many people will be looking down the barrel of a fucking gun.
Oh lord, you're right, yeah. Yeah, there's still the true route too after Lupin. There's like their epilogues and then the true route. We just pretend that Jack's bad end is canon and move on. No! I gotta see it all! Lupin's route sucks, we're rioting. We're marching down to their offices. Alright, but yeah. That is gonna be it for stream, everyone. So, thank you all for coming. And I will see y'all tomorrow. We've got... What do we got tomorrow? We got the Sonian Files and Devil Survivor. So I need to make sure to work on my Devil Survivor save in